The brief commentary on Surah al-Ankabut. Interpretation of the 8th verse of Surah al-Ankabut. It is reported that Saad Abu Waqqas said, "Several Quranic verses were sent down about me. Once my mother swore that she would not talk to me, she would not eat and drink until I renounced my religion. That Allah commanded you to treat your parents well. Here I am your mother, and I order you to do this." She starved for 3 days, after which she lost consciousness. My brother Amr gave her water to drink, and she began to curse me. Then the great and almighty Allah sent down the verse, "We commanded a person to be kind to his parents. And if they fight with you, so that you associate partners with me about whom you know nothing, then disobey them." The Quran also says on this occasion, "But accompany them in this world in a kind way." Another time it happened when the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, captured rich trophies. Among them I saw a sword and took it. Coming to the Messenger, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, I said, "Give me this sword in addition, because you know me." He said, "Put it where you got it from." I returned and already wanted to throw him to the rest of the trophies, when suddenly I began to reproach myself inside, and then I returned to him and said, "Give it to me." Then he answered me in a stern voice, "Put it where you got it from." And then the great and mighty Allah sent down the verse, "They ask you about trophies." The third time it happened was when I fell ill and sent for the Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. He came to me and I said, "Let me dispose of my wealth as I wish." He wouldn't let me do it, and then I said, "At least half of it." He again did not allow me to do this, and then I said, "At least a third of his." He kept silent, and since then we have been allowed to make a will regarding a third of the property. Another time it happened after I passed a group of Ansar and Muhajir who were sitting in the garden. They invited me and said, "Come here, eat with us and drink wine." This was before wine was banned. When I entered the garden, they had a fried camel's head and a skin of wine. I ate and drank with them, and then I started talking about the Muhajirs and the Ansar. I said, "The Muhajirs are better than the Ansar." Then one of those sitting grabbed me by the beard and hit me in the face, and blood flowed from my nose. Then I went to the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, and told him about what had happened. After that, the great and mighty Allah sent down a decree about wine about me, "O you who believe. Verily, intoxicants, gambling, stone altars or idols, and divining arrows are the abominations of the deeds of the devil." This hadith was narrated by Ahmad, Muslim, and at-Tirmizi, and its text is given according to the version of Muslim. Interpretation of the 51st verse of Surah al-Ankabut. It is narrated from the words of Abu Hurairah that the Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, "There was not one of the prophets who was not granted from the signs that, thanks to which people began to believe in him. As for me, I have been given revelations that Allah has sent down to me, and I hope that on the day of resurrection I will have more followers than any of them." This hadith was narrated by Ahmad, al-Bukhari, Muslim, and others.